is 8:24 in the morning, and I've been up for about an hour and a half. I arrived at this location, which is just parking, at slightly after midnight, and it's hard for me to sleep past 7, no matter what time I go to bed. My body says, hey, get up. So I'm about 3 hours from Fort Smith. So I've got to plan this right. Let's check it out. All right, there's my, that's what this work assignment entails. I'm driving to Fort Smith. I'm picking up some steel, and it needs to be delivered in Meadville, Pennsylvania. And that's what this is how I'm going to get there. The reason originally it wanted me to take I-40 and then go up this direction, which that's more miles. I'm not sure why. Well, my GPS is set to give me the fastest route, which isn't necessarily true because I've redirected it and it actually reduced the time. So anyway, this number 2 stop is really me forcing the GPS to go a specific route I always go when I'm traveling this direction. It's was shown to me by my particular trainer, and I'm sure a lot of other truck drivers use it as well. It's called the H Highway, and it's one of the quicker routes to connect 40 to 44. I could go straight up north to 44 on a highway that's a numbered highway, but that actually heads slightly west and adds about 20-25 minutes to the route. So this particular route that I use to get on there saves me a lot of time. Otherwise, without taking that jaunt, it would take me 3 is home, and it takes approximately slightly over 7 hours if I follow the GPS to get me there, but now it takes about 6.5 hours with the way I've redirected it. So 3 hours to get to Fort Smith, 6.5 hours to get home. That's plenty of driving time to do it, but it all depends on the manufacturer across the street from the Maverick Yard in Fort Smith and how quickly I can get in. I have a set appointment at 4, so I won't start my clock until about 12 noon, and I should show. My plan is to show up there at 3:30, a half an hour before my load time, and this way, if they can get me in right then, great. But I try to minimize my waiting time as safely as I can, because you have to take into account traffic. If you set your GPS up and say, okay. Because mine will tell me arrival time, so I could just sit here and tell the exact minute when it says I would arrive at 4 o'clock, leave, and then hit traffic and be late. And I don't want to be late. So I try to aim for an hour and I'm sorry, not an hour, but a half hour prior to my load time. And once I get there, I contact them on my civilian band radio and let them know that I'm there. And then they have me set up the appropriate number of boards. I'm getting 5 bundles of steel rod or steel bar. It's round steel bar that's 21 feet long. So I'll use probably 4 pieces of timber set up on my deck. And then once my deck is set up, excuse me, I will re-establish contact on the civilian band radio and let them know that I'm ready to proceed when they are ready to load me. Because sometimes the stuff that they are loading hasn't been packaged at that particular time. So anyway, it looks like a 21-hour, 26-minute trip. It's 1,237 miles that I'm getting paid for, because I get paid for my empty miles as well. Pardon me. And I should get there, and after all said and done, I should have just over 10 hours to get there. So I should be able to, and That will put me here, by my estimations, if everything gets loaded correctly, around midnight. Maybe a little bit before or a little bit after, depending on when I actually leave out of Fort Smith. And that's not a problem. I'm going home, so I'll be excited and wide awake. The thing is when do I leave here? Because if I get home at midnight, in order to get a 34-hour reset, I'll have to basically be here until Monday morning at 10. If I get, let's say I get in at midnight, I'll have to be here until 10 a.m. on Monday. They do not have parking here, and if it's a 10-hour drive, but I'm not. It's an open appointment, and I just need to be there prior to 10 a.m. So I can get a 34-hour reset, drive, stay somewhere, and then drive a couple hours on Tuesday and then deliver. And it should be good. We shall see. That's kind of the plan for today, a Saturday. Usually I don't do a lot of planning on Saturdays. It's usually just work at the house. I'm at this little tiny truck stop off of... let's see if I can... Can't see, and I apologize. Okay, focus. It's hard to show you stuff when it's all blurry. Searcy, Arkansas. This is Highway 64, which is what I traveled last night and then showed up here where that cat scale marking is, and I apologize that it's still blurry. It may or may not readjust focus here. There we go. There is a Love's on the other side of the highway, but at midnight I tend not to go to big truck. I try to avoid big truck stops that late because usually there is no parking. And I knew that that's a brand new Love's, and this is a well-established little truck stop. So I'm assuming that Love's has sucked all the business away from this one, and there should be viable parking here. And as you can see, as I pulled in, this is about there's actually 2 more trucks that have shown up since I got here at midnight. So I was surprised that there was parking, but there was, and it's probably because it's a less famous truck stop in the sense that it's not a commercialized one. I like to go to I would prefer to go to those, or these, I should say, because they usually have more parking, though it may not be as clean because this is all mud, compacted rock and dirt parking area, but I don't mind that. But directly down the road, my plan was if I was going to pull in here, check out parking, see if there was anything first, and then just head down the road, because you can kind of see you can almost see the highway on the other side there. But anyway, where that big grove of trees is where the Highway 64 is, and right on the other side is the Love's. It's a brand new facility, so it may not be well known. There's not a lot of truck stops on this highway. Anyway, I'm sorry for talking so much. Gonna go pick up some steel and we'll see what happens. Well, later we'll see what happens, because right now I'm just gonna watch a movie. And but I've got my entire route planned out, and that was the goal. Bye. Well, it's currently 11:16, and in about 45 minutes I will start my day. In 45 minutes, this shows my arrival time. If I were to leave right now, it says I would arrive at 2:30. So in 45 minutes, it'll say I'll arrive at 3:15. But I won't be leaving at that time. I'll be starting my pre-trip inspection on my truck. So it should put me in there about 3:30. And the direction I'm traveling, I'm not going through like Nashville or anything, so traffic shouldn't be too much of an issue. The weather is, I guess, not perfect, but it's not bad. It's sprinkling, and we shall see how this transition goes once I get there. I should be able to pull up, do a radio call, and hopefully be in there within 30 minutes. And once I get in, then they tend to load really quick. It's the waiting to get in their gate. And sometimes it's quick, sometimes not so quick. We'll see what happens. Okay. As you can see, there's many trucks that, pulled over this particular vehicle. I've already been out there and checked. We're just waiting on police and ambulance to arrive. They seem to be in okay condition, but I guess they were probably a football field length in front of me, and there was a truck between me and that vehicle. And I was not involved. I'm just pulled over because I'm helping. My background and all. As you can see, the skid marks, that vehicle, apparently, I have no idea why, other than speculation, but they ended up hitting this guardrail and then bam, over to the other side. So when I saw it ahead of me, I was like, oh, let me pull over, make sure everybody's okay. And several other trucks also did that. And I called 911 and gave them my exact location so they could dispatch police and ambulances. There's another truck driver over there with the car right now, I think, just kind of standing by because they don't. I'm thinking they must have been wearing their seatbelts because they look like they're in pretty good condition. An ambulance did go by on the eastbound lanes, and they should be arriving here shortly. And same thing with the police. The interesting thing is when I called 911, and I gave them my location, they went ahead and tried to transfer me to the local state, the state police in this area. And it was busy. And I'm assuming it's because the other truck driver over there or somebody else, multiple other people were, okay, police are finally arriving. So, I still got time, so that's why I'm sitting here before I need to be there for my appointment. And it looks like proper people are showing up, so I'm going to go talk to them and see what they may need from me. Everybody appears okay though, so it's a lucky event, and I was not involved. I was way back there. I'm just stopping by because I was, Good Samaritan type thing. I'm not. I don't want anybody to think that I was involved in this, because another Maverick truck drove by and said, "Hey, Maverick, what happened?" Because they were, I guess, afraid that I was involved, based on where I'm currently parked now. Because when you're driving at 65 miles an hour and you go to pull over the side of the road, you end up pretty close to where things happen. Anyway, that's it.